At first, there were 13. Now we're down to 8. It's semifinal action here from the SIAC Basketball Tournament. And we're live from the Bill Harris Arena at the Birmingham Crossplex. Day number 5. If we had to label it, we'll call them the contenders. Semifinal action coming your way. Glad you could join us on HBCU Game Day. Charles Ward, Tolly Carr, and Toby Durham with the production, getting set for women's SIAC basketball action. But before we get into the particulars, step out there onto the country with the playing of the national anthem. Our first bout among the contenders will feature the Lady Panthers of Claflin University and the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta University. So you got to stay with us today, Tyler.
I have an absolute prediction. The Lady Panthers will win. I guarantee it. If we go to overtime, I'm going with the Lady Panthers.
Nice call. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both sets of Lady Panthers. We'll begin with the Lady Panthers of Claflin University, third in the East. Won first-round activity and quarterfinal play as well. They're shaping up this way. Dominique Williams, the guard from Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. She'll go at one of the guard positions, 13 points per ball game for her. Ashley Fields has just been lighting it up here in the tournament. She'll go at the other guard. Quarterfinal action, 21 points for her. Zakaria Williams from Mullen, South Carolina, 5'8". She'll go at a guard position. And it'll be Joy Okiki, the senior from Dallas, Texas. Okiki with 14 points in the quarterfinal ball game on Thursday. And rounding out the 5, it'll be Carmen Robinson, the junior. Robinson out of Santee, South Carolina. Lady Panthers coached by Ravonda Whitley. She's in her first year and enjoying a good ride with the Lady Panthers.
You can't have a better start to an SIAC tournament in your first year than she's having.
Showing it here. Another first-year coach, Yolanda Moore for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta, two-time WNBA champ. Here's how her starting lineup will look. Marissa Mandeldove, the senior from Milburn, Georgia. She will go at one of the guard or the swing position. It'll be Lauren Turner, all SIAC Lauren Turner, with Mandeldove as well. Turner, the senior from Atlanta, averaging 13 points per ball game. Kiana Johnson, the senior from Greenville, Georgia, will go at another guard position. Had 11 points in the quarterfinal ball game on Wednesday. And it'll be Courtney Hall, 4 points for her in the quarterfinal ball game. She's a freshman from Tampa, Florida. Again, Lady Panthers coached by Yolanda Moore. She's in the first year. They got by in quarterfinals with a 60-54 win over the Lady Bears of Miles College, their first spot of tournament play. And now we are into the semifinals. 3 of them on hand for you today. And at the end of the day, we will know how the final brackets will look for Saturday's championship, both men and women. Glad you could join us here on HBCU Game Day for our continuing coverage of the SIAC Basketball Tournament. Officials for this semifinal matchup, Kim Hayward, Neonta Williams, and Tanita Dumas.
And Charles, I just want everyone to know that from this point forward, the rest of the weekend, you are Chuck. We've made it this far. We've become BFFs. So, Chuck, you are.
Well, I can only answer to it because I've done it in the past. It'll be Okiki jumping against Hall, and the taps controlled by the Lady Panthers of Claflin. So Williams, left side to Fields. Teams have met twice during the course of the season. in both games going to the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
And if you're just tuning in for the first time this week, I'll tell you, Fields for Claflin has not met a shot this week that she does not like.
Absolutely
or
not.
willing to take.
On Tuesday's first round ball game, she had 18 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double there, and in quarterfinal action on Thursday, 21 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double for her in the quarters. Lady Panthers strike first of Clark Atlanta. Turner with the basket. Turner, quarterfinal play, she had 13 for CAU. Williams pushes left side for Claflin now. Inside the paint, back to Ashley. Fields out front now, on the move. That's Williams. Her floater to the racks off the mark. Fields knocked down inside the paint. The side out there for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Just underway, first quarter action here in this women's semifinal ball game. Clark Atlanta and Claflin University.
And don't let the size of Fields fool you. She will mix it up, and she'll take a beating, fall on the floor, get right back up. A very physical player for
Indeed.
her size.
We have seen it tournament long. Out front now. She'll work at the left side. That's Williams. Now Robinson down in the paint to Okiki. Her jump shot right corner is off the mark. 8:37 left in this first quarter of play. Turner again, this time left corner, rattled it, missed it. Lady Panthers of Claflin. Half court set for them. Hard push right side to the rack, shots off the mark. Backside rebound by Fields. She's fouled inside by Turner.
Perfect example of the motor that she has. She took it strong to the defense, missed it, got her own rebound over a slightly bigger Turner, takes it back up, gets the foul, and she's at the free throw line.
So Turner with her first personal, team foul number 2 on Clark Atlanta. Ashley Fields to the charity stripe to shoot here, trying to give the Lady Panthers of Claflin their first points of this basketball game. She does with the first free throw. Fields on the regular season, 57% from the free throw line. Second offering here, spinners off the mark. Turner clears there for Clark Atlanta. Up the floor now, and it's Holloway with the basketball. Over to Mandeldove. Holloway out front for 3 and trades it for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta. They take a 5-1 lead after the three-point shot. Fields across the mid-stripe with the basketball now. Now in the corner, she went to Robinson. Back to Fields inside the paint. Got it to the rack, but the shot partially deflected. It's loose on the floor now. Lady Panthers of CAU come away with it. Mandeldove in the backcourt. We're at 7:27 left, first period of play. Holloway deep in the corner, and the turnover there. That's Clark Atlanta's second in this first period.
Both Claflin and Clark Atlanta as universities have a chance to have their men's and women's team make it to the SIAC Championship. Still a lot to go, but they are in contention.
Whistles across the mid-stripe.
I don't keep up with my Chinese New Year's. Is it the year of the Panther?
Good question. We're worldwide. Probably somebody in China is watching this. They might be able to tell us.
And quickly correct me, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Had some viewers from Alaska last night, from Tokyo, Japan. I'm sure they'll be tuning in today to watch more of the CAU men's team. They'll be in our nightcap tonight against Benedict.
Shot clock at 13 now. Left corner on the move, and it's going to be a travel violation there by Williams. So turnover number 2 now for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Mandeldove, top of the key. Turner almost taken away by Williams. They push it down in the corner. Holloway for 3, got a good look and knocked it down.
Man, she's got like Steph Curry arc on that shot. Man, it goes high in there.
Holloway, 2 3-pointers for Clark Atlanta. They lead it 8-1. Left side, Okiki with the basketball. Entry pass at the block. Fields to the rack. Over the rim and missed a shot. Mandeldove pushes, and Fields fouls in the backcourt.
We talked about those type of plays all week long. You miss a shot that you think you should have made, and psychologically you want to make up for it immediately with the steal, and more times than not it ends up with the foul.
Indeed. Right now, a lot of that Lady Panther offense with Claflin kind of centered around Ashley Fields. They're going to have to get a little more people involved as they trail it now 8-1. Turner tries to push it down inside to Courtney Hall, and the basketball's thrown out of bounds. So back now to the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Onto the floor for Claflin is Deja Dickens, the 5'7" junior from Chicago. Fields behind the arc left side. Now to Dominique Williams. Now popping out is Robinson. Shot clock at 15. Now 8 to shoot as Williams pushes left side. Raises, fires with a jumper, shot an air ball, but Fields there with the rebound, can't convert on the putback. There's a tie up on the inside.
Greco-Roman takedown.
You talked about Fields' physicality. You saw some of it there as she tied up Holloway. Holloway didn't do too bad in that fray either.
This is how intense it is. We saw last night 2 players both holding on to the ball after the whistle, dragging each other across the court. No one wants to let go of the basketball.
Got to hold it tight. Mandeldove now across the timeline. Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta with a 7-point lead, 8-1. We're at 5:33 left, first quarter of play. Mandeldove on the push, floating jumper by her. Shots off the mark, but somehow the Lady Panthers of Claflin don't get the rebound. 3 of them down low, and Nita corralled it. This time, it'll be Dominique Williams with the rebound.
That would have been really big to hit 3 straight 3-pointers there, but a little bit short on that one.
Williams now works it left side, Mandeldove guarding. They go to Fields at the block. To the racks, floaters good by Ashley Fields.
Just needed to get warmed up.
So Fields with that basket. It's an 8-3 lead now for Clark Atlanta. Half court set for them. Johnson over to Hall. Now Holloway behind the arc. She'll drive it right side. Mandeldove, nice head fake, jumper, foul line extended. Mandeldove, all-conference player with a nice job there with the basket. 10-3, Clark Atlanta leads it. Claflin with the basketball. Entry pass, Fields underneath, and a whistle.
That's kind of her move. Post up low on the left block, spin back off the glass. She's gone to that about 3 times in a row now.
Fields at 5'10", still contending with the taller players on the inside. First time out here, 4:26 remains. It's a 10-3 lead for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta over Claflin University.
I'd like to thank everyone who's hanging out with us on YouTube today. We're also streaming this game live on Twitter. We've been doing that all week. If you're at home, you have an Amazon Fire TV stick or a Fire Stick. We are streaming there on the HBCU Game Day app as well. If you have the Fire Stick and you don't have the app, well, that's about, let's see, a 5-minute solution. Go to the channel store, do a keyword search for HBCU Game Day. It's absolutely free. All you have to do is just type it in, download it, and you'll be watching the game in just a few minutes. And please do share with all of your friends if your rooting interest is for Benedict or Claflin or Morehouse, Central State, Kentucky State. We have some big games set up for this semifinal Friday.
Indeed, you're right. For a minute there, I thought you were going to instruct them to call Pookie.
You don't need Pookie. You call Pookie when you don't want to pay the $5.99. There's no $5.99 here. Look, I know, I have heard that some people
I've only heard myself
manipulate that Fire Stick a little bit. You don't need to do that for the HBCU Game Day app. It is absolutely free. Okay? We don't encourage that. We hear things, but we don't encourage that.
4:26 first quarter.
Tell them, Chuck.
What you talking about? Fields at the line, shooting 2 here.
Chuck says, I call RT.
I sure did. And all my friends come. Fields got the first from the line. One more coming here.
We have more inside jokes than
Boy, do we ever. Yeah.
I promise it's funny if you know the context.
If you know it, right? But everybody else is like, these guys are off their rockers, right? 10-5 lead for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta now. 2 free throws by Fields cuts the lead. Now there's a steal by Okiki. Up the floor now. Dickens, right side to the rack. Can't convert. Boy, oh boy. Now just like we just talked about, Tolly. Missed on the lay-in, and you commit the foul right away afterwards. Dickens there. Really the tale of two cities there. Missed on the lay-in and got the foul right afterwards.
Ananya Moore in the game. Her family right behind us. Had a chance to talk to her dad earlier. She was a pretty good player coming out of Atlanta in high school, but tore her ACL senior year and kind of derailed her career a little bit. She tried out for Clark Atlanta after being just a couple of years as a regular student, and here she is resuming her career.
For the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Fields works at the left side now. Dickens. Down to the block, spins in traffic to the glass, missed on the shot. Rebound chased down by Lauren Turner, and here comes CAU. They lead it by 5. Mandel Dove, they're going to give her the basket there, yeah.
She slid right through there, man. She found that crease, and she was gone.
Quick turn at the corner by Mandel Dove, and she gets the basket. She's shooting here. And Mandel Dove with 4 points in the ball game. Onto the floor now for Claflin. It's Akira Chadman, the freshman from Conway, South Carolina. And out for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta, Rihanna Miller. Miller, the sophomore from Rialto, California.
I wonder if Coach Whitley is sending a message. She has her CAU colors on the sideline with that red and black on over there.
Psychological, huh?
You know, Tiger puts the red on when he's going in for the kill. Maybe she's sending a message.
Yeah, we may be fortunate to ask her about that in post-game if it works out that Lady Panthers of Claflin win it.
Or she's like me. She didn't bring a lot of clothes the last whole week.
This is it, right?
Man, I'll tell you, I've done some remixes on mine.
Yeah, you are getting a little gamey here, man. we're both, Toby and I, trying to separate from you.
I think that's a salad spot from Tuesday right here.
Mandel Dove across the timeline now. Quick step back out front to Holloway. On the weave, that's Miller. Shot clock at 16, not a factor at this point. Basketball's loose on the floor, now going to have a tie-up inside the paint. They're going to call a kick on that. Wow.
Moore held the ball between her legs. She wasn't going to let it go.
You talk about holding it tight. You just putting those cross scissors on it.
Hey, that's how they teach her in practice. Secure the ball.
So Claflin will have it. We're at 3 minutes remaining first period. 13-5 lead for Clark Atlanta. As Janice Stokes, the senior, on the floor now for the Lady Panthers of Claflin University. Stokes with 4 points in the quarterfinal ball game on Thursday against Lamont Owen. Left side. Somehow Dickens comes away with that basketball. She'll push all the way through, turn back to the right side, and that was textbook done there by Deja Dickens.
That was Steve Nash-esque, dribble all the way under the basket. Doesn't seem like she's going to shoot it. She just turns around. All right, here you go.
Quick pop there. Inside Turner to the rack. High off the cylinder. Missed on the shot. Missed and on the putback. Got it there to the cylinder and got the basket.
Nice move. She just kind of threw it up there. Got the lucky bounce. She won't say it's lucky, but
not at all.
A little skill involved in there as well.
Right now, Claflin just getting beat to the block. Good job by Turner. She's got 4. Inside the paint, Dickens again with the floater. Shots off the mark. Rebound comes clear now. And pulling it out front will be Chadman. We're under 2 minutes remaining first half. It's a 15-7 lead for Clark Atlanta. Chadman out front. Wants it to Okiki. Now here comes Dickens at the block. Stokes tied up on the inside. And a good job there by the Lady Panthers of CAU. They'll have the basketball on possession.
The one thing that equalizes a taller player versus a smaller player is putting the ball on the ground.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
When you're dribbling, height is kind of negated a bit.
You take away your advantage.
Now that shooting thing, that can present some problems.
Did not go to the possession arrow on that. The arrow was pointing toward Clark Atlanta, but it'll stay with the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Floater to the rack by Chad Dickens is off the mark. And here comes CAU now. Miller slides the paint. But a minute 20 remaining, first quarter. Across the floor now, Holloway. 2 big three-pointers by her. Now she slices through right side on the penetration and right to the rack for the basket.
Dickens tried to draw the foul. Holloway said, well, you stand right there. I'm going to go here.
And she went to the rack and got the basket. She's got 8 in this first period. Timeout on the floor. 1:12 remains. Clark Atlanta 17. Lady Panthers Claflin 7. Back after the break.
On the field, behind the basket, in the press box, bringing you HBCU sports like you.
We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena after the timeout. 1:12 remains in the first period. Clark Atlanta with a 17-7 lead. They jump into full court pressure now as Okiki tries to bring the ball up the floor. Now to Williams. At the mid-stripe, Chadman. 17-9 after that basket. 8 for Mandeldove, slicing to the rack. Shot rejected inside by the Lady Panthers of Claflin. 3 to shoot. They got it up the floor. Stokes got to get it airborne. They won't get it off.
Oh, it's kind of hard, boy, when those seconds are ticking away. If she would have shot it herself.
Sure, had at least a chance to get it before the buzzer.
Yeah.
She does not. It's 17-9 at the break. Lady Panthers of Clark leading it over the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Back after the timeout. Start second quarter action. This is HBCU game day coverage of the SIAC Tournament. Still not back out on the floor now for Coach Whitley and the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Right corner, Dickens with the basketball. Tried to dump it inside to Stokes. Turner almost took it away. It'll stay with Claflin though on their end of the floor.
Yeah, Turner's a 6-footer. You're going to get it over her. You got to put a little more air under the ball.
Inbound pass to Chadman. Back at the block, Stokes. Across the paint with the sweep shot. She got it. That's nicely done.
Yep.
Stokes now with 4 points in this ball game.
Quick explosion to the hole.
Turner to Miller. Now back to Turner. Foul line extended. Tried to get it to Mandeldove off of her knee. The turnover sends it back to Claflin. And Coach Whitley here making a statement, I believe, Tolly, that the rest of you are going to have to play. But she's going to hold Fields out and make them do that.
Well, look, oftentimes you're hardest on your best player, and we have seen her give Fields the business before when she's not doing what she wants her to do. So she has no problem sending her a message when needed.
Okiki gave it out front to Chadman. And across the floor now, Williams fires a three-pointer. Drains it for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. 8:58 remaining in this first half of play.
That ball was on a rope.
17-14, Clark Atlanta still leads. Holloway backpedals near the mid-stripe. Now she'll go forward, had it tapped from behind, almost stolen by Claflin. Mandeldove pushes Miller. Miller for 3, can't get it to fall. But Holloway with the rebound to Mandeldove inside. Now at the block, they go to the rack. Shot's going to be good on the inside by Anaya Moore, who just got back into the ball game. So Moore, with that basket, those are her first 2 of the ball game.
Got some happy parents behind us here. Took the whole week off. They had plans on making it to Saturday.
Dickens lost it inside the paint. She had Williams in the corner, elected not to go to her.
Numbers here.
Miller, bounce pass inside, nicely done. Shot rattles, and Holloway got it to fall.
Good patience to draw the defender out so her teammate could streak to the basket there. Kind of a delayed fast break there, but got the two.
Now Ashley Fields set to check in next at ball. So is Carmen Robinson. Left side, Dickens behind the arc. Pass inside, Stokes beat him. Turner inside and got another lay-in.
Had her on her hip. All she had to do was catch, turn, buckets.
That's what she did. So give Stokes now 6 in this first half of play. Holloway, entry pass to Turner. She'll turn with the jumper softly. Left corner, missed on the shot. Okiki clears for the Lady Panthers of Claflin with 7:28 left first half. 21-16 lead for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Claflin in a half-court set now.
Fields at the scorer's table. She's ready to check back in at the next dead ball.
Up top, Okiki. She's doubled there. Mandelove going to be guilty of the foul.
That was close.
Yeah. Swiped at it.
Yeah. But
you got to be almost perfect not to be called for that.
Yeah.
So Mandelove picks up that personal. I think that's number 2 on her.
Yep, that's her second.
So Okiki to the line now for Claflin to shoot here. Okiki, 4 in the quarterfinal ball game. Rattled and missed that first free throw. Right now on the floor, Clark Atlanta 9 of 18 shooting at 50%. Claflin at 6 of 22, only 27%. Okiki for the second now. 1 of 2 from the line. She makes it a 21-17 ball game. Okiki takes a seat. Robinson, the junior, back out on the floor. Left side, Mandeldub behind the arc. Top of the key, Holloway. Chadman trying to anticipate that pass.
Holloway's
almost
open.
with the steal. Holloway again for 3. Backside rebound comes clear to Dominique Williams and Claflin.
We've seen a few players this week hit their first couple of three-pointers and then go into a cold streak a little bit.
Yep, sure have seen it all week long. There's Ashley Fields, no cold streak in her. She got a floater left bank.
She came off the bench.
Hot. So Fields with 7 now. The lead is 2 for Clark Atlanta. Mandeldub pushes a 3-pointer out front and rattles it good for Clark Atlanta. So Mandeldub now with 8 points in the ball game after that triple, make it 24-19. Dominique Williams, top of the key with a bounce pass. Robinson tried to get it inside to Stokes in traffic, and the turnover sends it back to Clark Atlanta. Back out on the floor now for Coach Yolanda Moore and the Panthers of CAU, Kiana Johnson. She'll replace Mandeldub in the lineup. So Mandeldub leaves with 8 points. And Miller will handle the offense now. Works it left side, Holloway. 5:53 remains. First half of play. Johnson circles right side, almost taken away. Good defensive work there by Ashley Fields. Only 7 to shoot now for Clark Atlanta. Now Fields picks Miller of the basketball. She'll go to the length of the floor left side. Missed on the lay-in though. Basketball will stay with the Lady Panthers of Claflin.
Just as tenacious defensively as she is offensively.
Had 2 picks that trip down the floor. Was trying to get it initially from Johnson, who had it, and then she gave it over to Miller, and Fields picked her clean. So they'll inbound the basketball, half-court set with 5:32 left first half. Clark Atlanta with a 24-19 lead. Fields to the rack. She drew a foul there. She'll be going to the free throw line for Claflin. So Holloway picks up that foul for the Lady Panthers of CAU. That's her first. Fields shooting 2 here. Good on the first. She'll have 1 more from the line. perfect that trip to the line. She cuts that Clark Atlanta lead to 3, 24-21. Up the floor now, Johnson has it right flank. Diana Moore back out there. She'll handle up front. Now over to Miller. Lady Panthers of Claflin stepping up in a 3-2 defense now. Miller with 11 to shoot, pushes across the floor to Johnson. She'll cock, aim, fire, and missed on the shot. Stokes clears for Claflin with 5 minutes remaining first half. 3-point differential. Claflin trailing by 3 with the basketball. Up top, Okiki at the block. Stokes to the rack. Stokes with the lay-in. That's nicely done by the Lady Panthers of Claflin. They make it a 1-point ball game with 4:45 left in the first half. With good entry pass in there from Okiki down low to Stokes.
Yeah, the Clark Atlanta offense got off to a hot start. Holloway was a big part of that. Those three-pointers had them rolling, but Benedict, they've been slow starters a little bit, especially Fields. It takes her a couple of plays, a couple of possessions to get going. But we have a evenly matched game here between both the Lady Panthers, and we have our first Smokey appearance.
Smokey's getting set to do his thing. Probably hands down at this point, the SIAC Tournament mascot player of the year.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has outdone Smokey so far. You told me.
You're not going to repeat that.
Look, man, from my ears to Tokyo.
We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena. Our apologies to you. Technical difficulties here in the facility. Knocked us offline momentarily. We're back up now. Second half action. It's the Lady Panthers of Claflin leading the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta 35-26. And a half-court set for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Now on the move, Fields left side playing with 3 personals. And down at the rock back, she turns with the shot and missed on the second opportunity. Looking at the stats, we'll see if we have to refresh that, but they got it on the official stats at 2. We'll see if that's the case. In the first half of play, she had those 2 fouls, and on the stat sheet it's showing at 3. So a turnover there by Claflin gives the basketball back to Clark Atlanta now. Pushing the paint is Mandel Dove, and a whistle inside. So Claflin right now doing a good job handling the flow of this basketball game. That little spurt was Fields was out of play in the first half because of those fouls. Tolly allowed the rest of the team to really get into a rhythm, and they're contributing a lot more.
Yeah, and now they are flirting with a double-digit lead. Clark Atlanta with a good chance here to trim that a bit, but the pressure on a Friday is, I would say it's ratcheted up just a bit.
Indeed. We call them the contenders, and we're halfway through this first bout. As Mandel Dove knocks them both down from the free throw line. 35-28. After the free throws by Mandel Dove, Clark Atlanta jumping into full court pressure. Fields pushes up the floor now with the pass to Chadman. She'll go into the paint with the floater, and the shot's off the mark. Whistles down low, will go back the other way. Rebound down there by Courtney Hall, the freshman from Tampa. And they call the foul on Carmen Robinson, the junior for Claflin. Clark Atlanta half-court set now, trailing at 35-28. Jump shot left side off the mark there by Holloway. Rebound cleared by Dominique Williams for Claflin, and they go back the other way with the lead and basketball. Right side Chadman behind the arc. Now left side Robinson to the rack, right side on the bank shot. There's a put back right side by Shanice Stokes. So Stokes just continuing her great work for Coach Whitley and the Lady Panthers.
Oh, late. Is that categorized as a late whistle?
Well, you hear it when you hear it. But the play was delayed, or had already kind of transpired there. And sometimes they don't get that whistle where they need it right away. Meaning in the mouth and ready to blow it. Okiki onto the floor, and so is Dickens for the Lady Panthers.
All right, on the out-of-bounds play here, 37-28 ball game, 7:04 remaining. Corner three from Holloway. It's good. That's the stroke that she's been looking for, as she did it the Holloway, and that cuts it down to.
I like that.
Wow, if you caught the reference, I'm doing pretty good here. Down to a 6-point deficit. She hit her first couple early on, kind of went cold, but she might be finding that stroke here. Have a call on the floor, and it's going to be an offensive foul. So turnover, Claflin.
So the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta with a chance now to cut even further into that lead. Right now trailing at 37-31. Holloway across the timeline now right side. We're at 6:35 left in the third period. She's free for three in the corner. Good look there. Remmer is fought for. Moore comes away with it for Clark Atlanta. A fresh 30 now for CAU. Johnson, she'll fire it right corner. Shot missed. Rebound fought for. Robinson finally clears for Claflin now. 6-point lead. They come back the other way. Robinson hard dribble left side, and they'll get her for the push-off.
Wow, so that's two offensive fouls on Claflin in the last few possessions here, and Coach Whitley is not feeling it.
Williams can't believe the call either. Well, that is her fourth, Tolly, and that comes with 6:06 left in the basketball game. So Williams departs with 4, and Ashley Fields not even on the floor right now. She's playing with 3.
Yeah, those are two of their primary ball handlers.
Mandeldove underneath. The spinner is off the mark, and she draws a foul. That foul going to be called against Zakira Chapman. And Chapman, the freshman with that personal, sends Mandeldove, the senior, to the line for Clark Atlanta.
So a chance to cut it down to 4 here.
And Mandeldove got the first. Making it 37-32. One more coming. Got them both from the line. 5:56 left in the third. The winner pushes on to the championship ball game tomorrow. 4 o'clock start for that contest. Another semifinal on the women's side coming later today here on HBCU Game Day. Live from the Bill Harris Arena. Cross dribble by Dickens, steps back with the jumper, drains it for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. That's WNBA style there by Dickens in that shot.
Great expectations.
Entry pass now on the turn to the rack. Shots off by Hall. Rebound cleared by Robinson. We're at 5:20 left in the third. Claflin lost to Clark Atlanta twice during the regular season.
One was close, the other one not at all.
Chapman or Dickens inside the paint. Got it airborne, missed on the shot. Holloway wants to lead a break. They've got a 3-on-2. Holloway pushes right side Moore. Moore at the block and a whistle. They're going to go offense. Good call there by the official just outside of the play, watching that right in front of her view.
I know some people who would disagree with
you.
you.
I'll bet. And they get some of that online. 4:59 left in the third. 39-33. Lady Panthers of Claflin leading the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Get you set ideas about what we're going to see. Brackets for the women's side. Looks like this. Clark Atlanta and Claflin battling right now. The winner to the finals. They'll meet either the Lady Marauders of Central State or the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State.
How about that? A traditional rivalry. I mean, who dislikes each other more when you get to Kentucky State and Central State? That would be a good game of checkers. But they're going to play some basketball here. Winner going on to the SIAC Championship. I might be as excited about that game as any this afternoon.
No question. Yeah, you talk about the nuances of these matchups. Clark Atlanta, Claflin, both Lady Panthers, and just that geographic rivalry between Central State and KSU. And even more so, how about that overtime win by the Thoroughbreds last night to push themselves in this semifinal ball game?
I mean, they were out of it. Rizzi had a chance to, Brittany Rizzi had a chance to tie it up with 3 free throws after smartly jumping into her defender on a 3-point attempt. Makes the first, misses the second, and you're like, there's only like 6 seconds left. What could they possibly pull out? She misses the third, an offensive rebound, a putback. We go to overtime, and they just mowed over her.
I know college students don't have much money. If Ritzy had any, she probably brought Brooke Wallace's dinner last night.
Yeah. Taco Bell on me.
Yeah, you got it. Whatever you want from the dollar menu.
2 bean burritos and all the sauce you could ask for.
Back to live action now. 4:46 left now. Okiki spreads left side, almost lost it. 13 to shoot for Claflin. They lead it 39-33. Dickens works the screen, raises with the jumper, missed on the shot, and a whistle down low. Robinson going to be guilty of the push-off. Good call there. Clearly did it. So back on the other end of the court now. That will send Anaya Moore to the line for Clark Atlanta to shoot.
There she goes.
Moore got the first. And one thing we also know, Tolly, is that on the women's side, new crop of coaches into the SIAC of the 4 teams that are remaining in semifinal action. Terrence Slater, really the one with the most experience, and he's only been there 2 years.
I know, it is a generational shift here in the SIAC.
Floater inside the paint. The rimmer is good there. Nicely done by Dickens inside the paint.
Hey, nothing lasts forever. New blood is a part of life.
Absolutely. Right corner Moore pushes the 3-pointer there. Rimmer's off the mark. Stokes clears for Claflin. 4 minutes remains. They lead it 41-34. Out front now, Dickens with a nice hop step across the floor now. Out front with the jumper. So Kiki shots off the mark, but the backside rebound run down by Dickens right side. Dickens stepping up the game in absence of Fields on the floor. They got Robinson right side, and she missed on the bank.
Oh, perfect pass. Almost made it, but almost doesn't count.
Amanda Love floats inside the paint, missed a shot. Basketball tapped around a little long to the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
Yeah, Amanda Love just got lost in the trees right there.
3:33 remains in the third period now. Holloway pushes out front, basketball contested. And it'll stay with the Lady Panthers. Mandeldove took a hard fall there. Chapman chasing after that basketball.
That was a lot of body contact to pretty much knock her over there. Said no blood, no foul.
They're both going after that loose ball. Mandeldove fires a 3-pointer after the entanglement and missed on that shot. So Claflin now with 3:19 remaining. 41-39-34 lead as they work it. Chapman at the block. Stokes left side. Got it to the rack, but too short. There comes Mandeldove and Clark Atlanta. Pushes right side. Johnson pushes a 3. Johnson drains a 3.
Cuts the lead down to 4.
Under 3 minutes remaining now. 41-37. Claflin without the services of Fields on the floor. And Williams sitting as well. Entry pass Stokes at the free throw line, inside the free throw line. Shot's going to be a foul called on the inside. That's a good entry pass there. And Stokes to shoot here. You got to know that Coach Whitley would be happy if his Lady Panthers can get through this third quarter without having to use either Fields or Williams back on the floor. And if she could come away with a lead going into the fourth, she'll have a full ammunition track when they get started there. She'd be happy with that.
Absolutely.
Stokes makes the first free throw.
Look, I am here for Anaya Moore's father. He told me pregame. He said, I'm going to be quiet today. I'm not going to say anything. He's a backslider.
Might need to go up there and just give him a brotherly hug.
Give him a microphone. Are you kidding me?
43-37 after Stokes got them both from the line. Shot by Mandeldub, partially deflected by Stokes in the paint. Claflin back the other way now at 2:30 remaining in the third quarter. They lead it 43-37. Dickens works it left side. Chadman at the block. Stokes to the rack. This time the spinner won't stay down again. Harder bank therefore. Got it higher on the cylinder, but it still popped out of there for Mandeldub. Ball partially deflected, and it'll stay with Clark Atlanta. Right now, certainly the momentum seemingly the favor of Claflin over the last couple of minutes. 2:10 remains in the third period. 43-37, Claflin with the lead. We're going to stay here, leave.
I'm looking for Smokey. I tell you what, we don't have to say a lot. Let's just see if we can keep up with Smokey.
Smokey's the man.
That's what the people on YouTube are saying. They said, hey, YouTube, shut up. Give us more Smokey. Smokey the Panther has his own fan club.
Sure, he'll go through a couple of changes in terms of games with outfits as well. Has a chance to do it here because his men will be playing later today in semifinal action.
Yeah, he's going to have to get his second outfit of the day. I wonder where he shopped for his jeans.
Well, I would say Goodwill, but nowadays I think you'd have to pay $100 for a pair with all those holes in them.
Man, you remember when we used to have patches and you would tear your jeans up and Grandma would put some patches in?
Sure, you would go with the patch before you went with the hole.
Yeah, yeah. I said, Grandma, put the patch on the inside. Don't put the patch on the outside. Make it better. Make it seamless.
After the timeout, now half-court set for CAU. They trail it 43-37. Holloway to inbound it. Out front, Johnson. Now they try to go to Mandeldub and they throw the basketball away. Chadman standing right there. Holloway threw it right to her. Out front now with the basketball. That's Dickens with it. 1:53 left in the third quarter. Chadman out front now. Okiki out front for three, rattled and missed, but Robinson chases down the rebound, saves it back out front for Stokes.
Big hustle play. Those 50-50 balls can often be the difference in the game along with free throw percentage.
Right, 1:36 left in the third. Right side, Dickens. Across the floor in the corner, Robinson for three, bangs it and missed, but the put back down low, Chadman had to reverse it, and shot was blocked inside by Courtney Hall. So CAU coming away unscathed that trip down the floor.
Holloway's open.
Holloway pops a three-pointer, knocks a three-pointer.
They need that little earpiece like you have in football. I can tell them where to go.
So a minute left in this first half of play. A third quarter of play now.
Oh,
and another steal there. Mandeldub back the other way for CAU to the rack, and she got the lay-in. So a 1-point lead now with 49 seconds left in the third period. And a timeout taken on the floor.
Wasn't it just a second ago you said Claflin had the momentum?
Sure. Foolish me, right?
Wow, it's been a game of spurts. It's been a week of spurts. Just all tournament long, we always start to talk about, okay, it's a 10-point lead or they're getting close to a 10-point lead. But as the competition gets better, like we're seeing here, nothing is safe.
Absolutely nothing. Coach Whitley at one point here the last couple of minutes had the opportunity to take our team up with at least maybe a 4 or 5 point lead going into the fourth. But a good surge by the Lady Panthers here, and it's down to a 1-point lead. Williams back out on the floor, playing with those 4 fouls. Dickens with the basketball. She'll handle out front.
Toby Durham has turned the YouTube chat session into Match.com here.
Williams off the bench, fires a three, and knocks it down for Claflin. Good insertion into the lineup there by Whitley, and Williams pays dividends right away. Holloway has been paying dividends all game for the Lady Panthers behind the arc. Here she is again, and there it is again.
And how did she do it?
She did it Holloway.
She did it the Holloway. There you go, Chuck.
I'm catching up with you. Williams in the front court. Not sure if that wasn't a foul. She's certainly looking at the officials saying they should have gotten one there. But we have come to the end of the third period here. It's a 46-45 lead for the Lady Panthers of Claflin over the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta. We'll step out for a break and bring you the fourth of this semifinal matchup, all live here on HBCU Game Day.
Oh, where's Dee?
We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena after the timeout. Into the fourth quarter we go. Charles Ward, Tolly Carr, and Toby Durham here at courtside.
A Panther is going to win. Which Panther will it be?
Just under 10 minutes to find out. Right now, the Lady Panthers of Claflin leading at 46-45. Underneath, Holloway to the rack, missed on the shot. Basketball, Stokes clears it over the shoulder and giving it back to the offense.
A lot of contact, no whistles.
Williams playing with the 4 fouls, handling out front. She'll work it left side. That's Dickens for 3. She drains the 3 for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. So the lead back up to 4 now for Claflin, 49-45. 9:15 remains in this semifinal contest. Holloway squares again for 3, and she answers with another. Last count, she had 6 3-pointers. That'll take her to 7.
Holloway. Holloway. Don't ask me who sings it.
Yeah, it's a little late in the tournament for that.
A little late in life for that.
Whistle on the play. Travel there by Okiki. Basketball going back now to the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta, trailing by 1. We're at the 8:50 mark in the final quarter.
Well, is it heat check time, or are they going to run another play for Holloway to see how long she can keep it up? She's open.
Behind the arc. This one's partially deflected. Stokes got out there with the defense. Fields back out on the floor. Got it over to Dickens.
She was open. Good close out there.
Right side. Williams with the basketball. 8:30 remains. 1-point difference. Lady Panthers with the basketball. They lead it. On the move now. Fields up top. Okiki. Foul line extended. Tried to bank it from the front. Missed on the shot. Mando Dove clears now for Clark Atlanta, and she'll go back the other way. CAU with a chance to reclaim the lead. Foul line extended with the shot by Mando Dove, and we go back on the other end of the floor. Moore trying to get low under Fields, and she commits the foul, kind of moving her rear end into her. At 8:09, as demonstrated by the official just in front of us.
This is what you did here. Hey, they've let a lot more go on without a whistle in some previous possessions.
Williams now out front for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Okiki handles. Now over to Williams once again. Shot clock at 7. Claflin's got to hurry now. Okiki hard to the rack, right side, and banked it in. Nice shot there by Okiki, right side. The lead back to 3 now for Claflin. 7:33 remains in the basketball game. Johnson out front. Back to Holloway. They're starting to get a hand in her face now. Across the floor, mandled up. She'll fire a 3-pointer. Rattled it and missed it. Rebound. Okiki chases it down, and Claflin has another shot at a basket here to extend their lead.
The defensive attention they pay towards Holloway could open up an opportunity for one of her teammates.
Williams out front. She'll work it left side. At the block they go to Stokes. She'll slide the paint. Nice little rolling right-handed hook inside for the basket. So under 7 minutes remains now. Claflin with a 53-48 lead. Holloway out front left side. Down at the block, shots missed. Holloway got the rebound. She missed on the putback and a whistle down low. Jump ball going to be called. Arrow will send it to the Lady Panthers of Claflin as Lauren Turner makes it back out on the floor for Clark Atlanta now. 6:40 left in the contest.
At some point, trading baskets is going to run out of time here.
Indeed, you're right.
Who can make stops? Can Claflin give themselves some more cushion, or will a stop be what CAU needs to get back in it?
Dickens behind the arc now. Across the floor, Williams with a triple. Rattled, and it popped out of there for her. So the senior not able to keep that one down. Clark Atlanta back the other way with 6:23 left. Mandeldove to Holloway. Turner had a lane there. They didn't see her. Holloway floats to the paint and got it to fall. So from the outside to the inside.
When they respect your jump shot, they're going to play you closer. When they play you closer, it's easier to drive by. Good recognition there by Holloway. Almost got a steal.
Whistles in the front court though now. 6 minutes left in this final quarter here in this women's semifinal contest.
Can't blame Holloway. That was a bad pass that she had a good opportunity to maybe pick up, but she ended up with the foul. But hard not to take the bait there.
So out front, Fields will handle. On the weave now. That's inside the paint, Dickens. And a whistle there.
Yep, slapping down on the ball, but got arm.
A non-shooting foul there for Claflin, so they'll inbound it right of the cylinder out front to Fields. 5:48 left now. Fields pushes left side, lost a dribble. Across the floor to Okiki. She'll work down low, now back out to Ashley Fields. Foul line extended. Now with the pass, Okiki partially deflected by Turner, and she'll run it down for the turnover for Clark Atlanta.
All right, there's one stop for CAU. What can they do with it?
They trail it by 3, 53-50. Mandeldove threw it right over to Dickens. So they give it right back on the turnover.
And the coaching staff dropping their head on the CAU bench.
So we're at 5:10 remaining. Claflin by 3 with the basketball. Dickens hard push right side. Back to Okiki. Free with the jumper. Can't get it to fall. Williams inside the paint and left the runner short. She had a good look at it. Just leaning back a bit to throw it off of Drought. It'll stay with Claflin on their end of the floor though. Turner
Kind of thought that was going to be off of Claflin, but the officials say off of CAU.
Timeout on the floor. 4:58 remains. 53-50 will step out for a break here in this semifinal ball game. Which Lady Panther wins? We'll have the answer coming right up on HBCU Game Day. After the timeout, 4:58 remains. Great semifinal ball game. Panthers of Clark Atlanta, Lady Panthers, and the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Right now Claflin with a 3-point lead and the basketball. Fields right side now, playing with the 3 fouls. Down low to Stokes, missed on the jumper. Backside Williams with the rebound, and we're going to have a foul call down in the block. Again, that same type foul we saw on the other end of the floor, Tolly, where they're just using that rear end to create some space.
Yeah, Kiana Johnson can't do anything height-wise there to kind of equalize that. She boxes out really hard, but didn't go her way on the call.
Taking it down low. Dickens slips down near the free throw line. And I think Coach Whitley got a timeout.
Yeah,
she did.
Yeah.
Boy, she's on her job.
Yeah. Dickens slipped right there at the top of the key. I thought that might have been a foul on Johnson. She kind of jumped on her back there trying to get that ball. But very good call by Coach Whitley to say this is not going the way we want it to go.
Well, what it does, Tolly, it just takes them off the board as it relates to timeout.
It does.
You took it there to keep that possession.
And
not a bad call, but now you're empty.
Yep, and this is the type of game we've seen where you might be winning with 5 minutes to go, and then with 15 seconds to go, you might be down by 3, down by 2, and that timeout can come in handy.
So at the timeout, it's a 53-50 lead for the Lady Panthers of Claflin. The winner will push on to the championship ball game tomorrow, meeting either the Lady Marauders of Central State or the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. Tip-off for the women's championship ball game tomorrow at 4 p.m. All the coverage for you live here on HBCU Game Day.
Man, think about how many different highways people are on the way. Got to get there. I got to get there.
Here.
So it's a 6-hour drive from Cincinnati. I know we have some of the Central State fans and alumni are in that area, so drive safe. We'll save a seat for you.
We'll see you here. Williams out front now. Ashley Fields handles near the mid-stripe. We're at 4:38 left in the ball game. Cross dribble, left side. Now that's Williams taking a turn up top. Shot clock at 13. She'll work off of her screen by Okiki. Williams all the way to the rack with the floater. Missed, but there's Stokes with the putback on the inside.
Didn't get it to
missed
go.
it right there at the front of the cylinder.
Yeah, that's a matchup issue they're having on the rebound attempt. Went in the way of Clark that time.
Stokes, last couple trips down the floor, not able to convert, but Kiana Johnson is able to convert for the Lady Panthers from outside, and she brings this basketball game to even at 53.
I might have a hard time boxing you out, but I can shoot the ball.
Right side now, Dickens on the push to the rack, got a foul call.
All right, we now have battling teams, battling fans, battling cheerleaders.
Just what we thought this semifinal atmosphere would be like.
Oh, yes. No one likes a blowout. Give it to us close.
This one is definitely close as you can get right now, and tied at 53. Not anymore, though, as Dickens knocks down the first free throw. There's one more coming now with 3:58 left in the ball game. And she got them both from the line, so Claflin inches ahead, 55-53. And a turnover there in the backcourt. Turner trying to get it in play, and the basketball will go back over to Claflin.
I totally missed it. It was such a routine inbounds pass. I was looking down court.
Wow. She stepped over trying to get the pass in play. So Ash Fields will handle out front now for Claflin with 3:54. Pass almost stolen by Mandeldub, but Williams to the rack. Shot rejected on the inside.
She can't be the first person to touch the ball. It was a clean block. Yeah, but Mandeldub was out of bounds, came back inbounds. She couldn't be the first person to touch it.
So Williams and the Panthers of Claflin will have it now. 3:48 remains. The officials getting together.
Is that yeah, they got to
put it down to 20 after that. It's a good call by them. They confer and come clean with the right answer there.
No, but the ball didn't hit the rim, Coach.
Out front, dangerous pass there. Boy, oh boy. And somehow they come away with a foul called on Holloway.
They had to because Fields fell down. It wasn't so much the contact from Holloway, I don't think, that knocked her down, but the optics of that. With Fields falling down, and Holloway would have had a clean path to the basket.
Crowd uproar would have been just as loud if they had not called it. Fields from the line, trying to build on the Claflin lead, got the first free throw.
Now, is the scoreboard not working, or does Claflin not have any fouls called against them?
Well,
I'm just wondering.
I don't think that they don't have any. So 57-53, the numbers in terms of scores are working for the Lady Panthers of Claflin right now with 3:37 left in the contest. Holloway out front now. Johnson surveys. Back out front now on the move is Mandeldove. Now pushes Johnson. She's free. Cocks a three-pointer. That one's off the mark. Try to run it down in the corner, and she does. So a fresh 30 there for Clark Atlanta. Mandeldove now. Hard move by her. Right side. Floater in the paint. Missed on the shot. Basketball chased down, and on the inbound line is Williams. It'll stay with Clark Atlanta with 3:10 remaining.
Every shot now feels like the season is on the line. Every rebound.
Sure, they become more important. And a timeout taken by Coach Yolanda Moore and the Lady Panthers of Claflin with 3:10 remaining. And Clark Atlanta took the timeout. Claflin leads at 57-53. Stay here on this break as the action on the floor is intense.
Well, we've asked all week. We've said things like, I don't know if you can hear the fans behind us. Well, apparently you can, because our new best friend Owen Lawson on the YouTube chat says, who is yelling like that? That is Inanya Moore's father. And he's a very vocal supporter of his daughter, Owen. So the pro CAU verbalizations that you hear behind us are coming from Mr. Moore.
Been vocal all game long.
Yes.
3:10 remains.
He's all tournament team for yelling parents. MVP to this point.
Sure. Johnson behind the arc. Right side Holloway. She'll go to the rack underneath. Tried to get it across the floor to Hall and threw it out of bounds.
It was open, but the execution failed CAU there.
So the turnover gives it back to Claflin. They lead it by 4.
Chuck, you know it's a good game when you don't have a rooting interest, but you find yourself nervous watching.
Each shot, each trip down the floor. Either way. Left side, Okiki at the rack.
Charge.
And a foul going to be called.
It's going to go against Claflin.
You know, it goes against Fields, so that's going to be her 4th. She can't believe the call that was made. That pass was already delivered to Okiki at the rack, and she was headed toward the cylinder, and the call came.
The scoreboard does work. That was the first team foul.
So Ashley just beside herself at the sideline after that call. And that was her 5th, so she fouls out of the basketball game. Shot off the mark there by the Lady Panthers of CAU.
And then off the hands of Turner, so it's going to come back to Claflin. They're up 4, 2:30 to go.
Ashley Fields at the court side on the bench just beside herself that call was made against her.
If this was December 2nd, you'd be like, oh, there's plenty of time to go. No drama here.
Not today.
On March 2nd, ooh.
With 2:28 left in the basketball game. Up the floor now. Stokes handles in the half-court set. So Williams out on the floor. Playing with 4. With 2:15 left. Trying to work off the screen by Okiki. Right side raises with the jumper, rattled it and missed it. Chapman coming backside, and she commits the foul.
Yep, she crashed the boards and crashed everyone in front of her.
Williams screaming for a foul, so is Coach Whitley. Coach Whitley saying, what I got to do to get a call here, ref? 2:08 remains, 4-point differential. The Lady Panthers from Claflin with the lead. Mandeldove back the other way, slid down inside and threw it between the legs of Hall. So the turnover gives it back now to the Lady Panthers of Claflin. Full court pressure by CAU. Okiki with the basketball, gives it to Chadman. Chadman across the timeline, left side Dickens. For the Lady Panthers of Claflin, the clock is their ally, so they want to work as much as they can. Chadman pushes right side, or Dickens does, and had it stripped away. Mandeldove took it, and she'll go the length of the floor and get the lay-in. It's exactly what the Lady Panthers of Claflin did not need.
2-point ball game.
Williams behind the back,
and a steal.
And Mandeldove steals it from her. She'll push to the rack left side, and just like that, we're tied with 1:28 left.
Oh, wow. Did not see this unfolding like this.
Dickens in a half-court set now. A minute 18 left, tied at 57. One set of Lady Panthers on to the semifinals. Right corner, Dickens squares, fires a three, missed on the shot. Rebound, cleared. Here comes Clark Atlanta. Holloway, one-on-one with Williams. Right side to the rack. Shot fell off. They're going to call the foul on Williams. That's 5 on her. 1:01 remaining, so now the stars for Claflin have fallen. Williams is out. Phil's fouled out a few moments earlier. 61 seconds left in the basketball game. And at the line, it'll be Naomi Holloway shooting free throws here to give the lead to Clark Atlanta.
Wow.
Onto the floor now for the Lady Panthers. It's Taja Johnson. Johnson, a junior from Boynton Beach, Florida. Holloway shooting. 61 seconds remains. Got the first. Clark Atlanta faithfuls here inside the Bill Harris Arena.
I was so engulfed in the game, I stopped looking at the scoreboard. It feels like Clark Atlanta's up 5. It's just a 1-point game.
Holloway missed on the second. Chadman has it in the corner. Got it over to Dickens. She'll push it up the floor. Less than a minute remains. Dickens, ball fake, left side to the rack. And a whistle inside. They're going to get her for the charge. They wave the basket off. And Coach Whitley beside herself, and so are the Lady Panthers of Claflin.
She almost walked out of the arena all the way to the end of the bench.
1-point lead now for Clark Atlanta with 51 seconds left. An important trip down the floor for both teams. Out front, Johnson. Clark Atlanta can get a basket here. They'll make it awfully difficult for Claflin with the remaining seconds left in the ball game. Holloway pushed out now on a double. She'll push it left side all the way through. And a whistle down low. Foul called on the penetration by Holloway. She'll be shooting here with 33.8 seconds left in the ball game.
Wow.
Drama.
And we've got 3 more to go.
58-57. Holloway back to the line for free throws. 1 of 2 the last trip. Gave the Panthers a 1-point lead. First free throw here, drains that. Make it a 2-point ball game.
This is going to be like going to the movies, paying for 1 and staying and watching 4.
You think back from the third quarterfinal ball game from yesterday to where we are in the semifinals, been kind of the same kind of episode playing out to the end of the ball game. Wow. Holloway missed on the front end. Basketball tapped around. Okiki tried to save it and knocked it to Holloway. So out front now, and a whistle. This is going to be called against the Lady Panthers of Claflin again, and it'll be the senior Mandeldove going to the line to shoot.
Nothing is going right for Claflin, but they're still in it. As crazy as that sounds.
You are absolutely right.
It feels like they've just fallen down by 10 points here, but they're only down by 2. A lot of time left.
Can't fall victim to the environment that's favoring Clark Atlanta. You got to keep doing the things you were doing when you were ahead. One of those is rebounding, and they just didn't do it on that last set. They watched that basketball trickle out of bounds. Mandeldove from the line, the senior knocks down the first.
Fields on the bench, she can't even watch. She's physically turned her body away from the game. It's killing her not being able to be in there.
61-57. Claflin needs a basket here, and they need it quick. 23 seconds left. Dickens slides the paint, and Mandeldove took it away. And she'll set up outside the arc. They'll have to get to her to foul her. She's smart to keep it away from her. Now Johnson's bumped in the front court. Chadman knew she had the foul, and coming over to Johnson to say that's just part of the game. Sorry about that. So Johnson to shoot now from the line. A chance to ice things here for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta with 13.4 seconds left.
Such a swing of emotion. The elation that you see with Clark Atlanta and Ashley Fields crying her eyes out at the end of the bench. Her career at Claflin is over, but she should be proud of what she's done for the Lady Panthers.
No question. Certainly certain to be on the all-conference tournament team here for a performance in this tournament. Certainly would have traded every accolade during the course of the season for another look into the final ball game. But it looks like it's going to come to an end now for first-year head coach Ravonda Whitley and the Lady Panthers of Claflin.
Oh, man. I hate it, man. I hate that they all can't win when you look at the effort that they put out there.
Absolutely.
Gosh, I guess my dad gene is kicking in. I hate to see the young lady crying, man.
Boy, you got a lifetime ahead of you of that.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, I deal with it every day, but it's, Barbie dolls right now. This is life, man.
Yeah, this is another level here. Johnson missed on the first.
And think how long these kids have been playing, man. They've been probably doing this since they were 5 or 6 years old, and it comes down to this.
And the correction is McCullum at the free throw line for the Lady Panthers. Johnson unable to go after the hard foul by Chadman. And McCullum drains 1 of 2 from the line, make it 62-57. Chadman works it right side. She'll push all the way through to the rack. Missed on the lay-in. Got the rebound and the putback. And this time the rebound to Okiki left side. 3 opportunities and a whistle with 1/10 of a second remaining. So close the door on the Lady Panthers of Claflin and open the road to the finals for the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Great basketball game. Somebody had to lose it. Somebody had to win. And it's CAU that will advance to the finals on tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Chadman at the line shooting. Got the first. Absolutely nothing in the playbook for the Lady Panthers to get them out of this situation. Just 1/10 of a second remaining. That's not even enough time to get a shot off after if you had the basketball. And that'll do it. Final score in this semifinal basketball game. The Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta win it 61-59 over the Lady Panthers of Claflin University. Outstanding basketball game in the semifinal contest. And the win goes to CAU. And the road to the women's final has at least one of the people, or one of the teams that'll be on the journey. Clark Atlanta wins in this semifinal ball game 61-59, and we're joined now by head coach Yolanda Moore. Coach, congratulations on the win. What can you say about this basketball game?
I felt like I played. That's what I can say. Claflin, my hat goes off to them. We beat them twice in the regular season, and it wasn't, regardless of what the score may have said, they always played us really hard. We know that they're a competitive team. We know that they can score from different places on the floor, and they're very good rebounders. They out-rebounded us. I don't know what it is at the end of the game, but I know at halftime they had 14 offensive rebounds. So it was exactly what we expected it to be. They came in playing very aggressively, and they had a good game plan. They went into that zone and they took some things away from us. But I just have to give my hats off to our girls. They wanted it more, and I told them at this time of the year, it's more so about who wants it more than who has the best strategy, because everybody's fighting for their lives.
Absolutely. You trailed it at the break. What did you tell your girls coming back into the second half?
That if they play the second half like they play the first half, they're gonna be crying at the end of the game, and I didn't want to hear it.
Talk about some of the players for you that were big this afternoon. Holloway, certainly from behind the arc, helped out a lot for the
Absolutely, but I have to say Marissa Mandeldove with her defense.
Oh boy, right at the end.
She was the reason that the game turned around. I mean, I tell her all the time, she is the heart and soul of our team. Well, however she goes, that's how our team goes. She's very quick, she's very aggressive, she plays with so much passion, and she plays hard all the time. And I just, I told her today, we're going to need all of her, and she gave us everything that she had on the defensive end.
I know it's about your players pushing into this finals, but you're a first-year coach. What does it feel like to be able to just push into the finals at this point?
I'm just glad that they responded to me the way that they did. Like I've said since I took the job, it's always harder for a team to have to adjust to a new coach than it is for a coach to have to adjust to a new team. And for them to just set aside, I completely disrupted everything they thought they knew about the game. And for them to put aside their egos and everything and just really just buy into what we wanted to do, I have to give all credit to them.
Central State, Lady Marauders, Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State, one of those teams you'll meet in the finals here tomorrow. I know you have no preference, but
No preference.
what's your talk to your team getting ready for the finals tomorrow?
That we've got to come to play. Either whoever we play, it's going to be a dogfight. It's a new season. It's like win or go home. This is it. This is for all the marbles. So we got to bring it from start to finish.
You win it in the semifinals. That puts you into the finals tomorrow. We'll see you right back here in Birmingham. Congratulations,
Thank you
Coach.
so much.
Head coach Yolanda Moore as her Lady Panthers win it and push into the finals. They win it 61-59 over the Lady Panthers of Claflin University. So our first half of the finals bracket is set. It'll be Clark Atlanta meeting either Central State or KSU.
All right, let's explain what's going on here in case you missed it earlier this week. Old Chucky boy over here has his normal duties with the Morehouse broadcasting crew. So you're not even going to switch seats.
I'm going to stay right here next to you.
You're going to stay right beside me, but you're going to switch microphones. So what we'll do is, everyone out there listening, we'll keep our video feed, and we're just going to tap into the Morehouse play-by-play as Charles and
Eric Slaughter.
And Eric Slaughter, as they give us the play-by-play. So, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. And then you're going to stay in that seat after that game.
We'll come back with
and I'll give you your fresh headsets, and we'll be together again.
Can hardly wait.
I'm going to miss you.
Are we stepping out here for a second? We'll take a break. First semifinal out of the way. Clark Atlanta pushing into the final. Men's semifinal action coming up next. The Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. They will meet another set of Panthers, the men from Claflin. That's just ahead of HBCU Game Day.